Eka, help! Eka heard Mamema's faint cry and rushed to her side. Mama, what's wrong? She asked, panic rising in her voice. Mamima gasped her breath. My chest. It's hot. I can't breathe. In the heart of the lush green land of Abasi, there lay a village that was full of life. Abasi was surrounded by tall palm trees that swayed gently in the breeze. Colorful flowers bloomed everywhere, filling the air with sweet scents. Birds sang joyful songs from the treetops, and the sound of the river flowing nearby was like nature's music. In this beautiful village, everyone knew each other. People were friendly and always ready to help one another. The children played happily in the fields. Among the villagers was a young man named Edem. Edem was tall and strong, with kind eyes and a warm smile. He was known for his good heart and hard work. Edem loved his village and always helped his neighbors with their chores. His father had passed away when he was young, so he lived with his mother, Mama Emma. Mama Emma was an old woman with sharp eyes and a serious face. She was very strict and had her own ways of doing things. She loved her son Edem dearly and wanted the best for him. However, she was also very particular about who he should marry. One sunny afternoon, as Edem was walking in the fields, he saw a young woman walking by. She had a gentle face and bright, kind eyes. Her name was Eka. Eka had recently moved to Abasi to live with her aunt after her parents passed away. She was known for her kindness and her skill in weaving beautiful baskets. Edem felt something special the moment he saw Eka. He walked up to her and said, "Hello, I'm Edem. I haven't seen you around before. Are you new to Abasi?" Eka smiled warmly and replied, "Yes, I am. I came to live with my aunt. My name is Eka." They talked for a while, sharing stories and laughing together. Edem was impressed by Eka's gentle nature and her love for the village. He invited her to join the village festival that was happening the next day. The festival was a grand event. The villagers gathered in the square, dressed in colorful clothes. There was dancing, singing, and plenty of delicious food. Edem and Eka spent the evening together, enjoying the festivities. They danced under the stars and talked about their dreams for the future. As the night came to an end, Edem walked Eka to her aunt's house. "I had a very wonderful time tonight, Eka," Edem said. "I hope we can spend more time together." Eka nodded. "I would like that very much." From that day on, Edem and Eka became close friends. They spent many afternoons together, exploring the village and helping each other with their work. Edem would often bring Eka fresh fruits from his farm, and Eka would weave beautiful baskets for him. The villagers noticed their growing friendship and often remarked, "Edem and Eka make such a lovely pair." One evening, Edem decided to talk to his mother about Eka. "Mama, I have met someone special. Her name is Eka. She's kind, hardworking, and loves our village just like I do. I want to marry her." Mamima looked at her son with concern. "Edem, marriage is a big decision. Are you sure she's the right one for you? Edem nodded firmly. Yes, Mama, I love her and I believe she will be a wonderful wife. Mamima sighed but agreed to meet Eka. Very well, bring her to our home tomorrow. I will see for myself. The next day, Edem brought Eka to his home. Eka greeted Mamema with respect and brought a beautifully woven basket as a gift. Mamema looked at Eka with sharp eyes, not saying much. Though the meeting was tense, Edem remained hopeful. He knew that with time, Mamema would see Eka's good heart. And so, a new chapter began in the village of Abasi, with love blossoming amidst the tall palm trees and colorful flowers. In the weeks that followed, Edem and Eka's love grew stronger. The village of Abasi was buzzing with excitement as everyone talked about the upcoming wedding. The elders blessed their union and the children danced around, eager to see the celebration. One morning, Edem visited Eka's aunt's house. Eka, I want us to get married soon. The village is ready, and my heart is full of joy when I think about our future together. Eka smiled warmly, her eyes shining with happiness. I feel the same, Edem. Let's start planning our wedding. The preparations for the wedding began in earnest. The village women gathered to help Eka with her wedding dress. They chose the finest fabrics and decorated it with colorful beads and intricate patterns. Eka's aunt, who was like a mother to her, gave her many pieces of advice. Eka, marriage is about love, patience and understanding. Always support each other and keep your home filled with laughter. Meanwhile, Edem was busy too. He and his friends built a beautiful archway made of palm leaves and flowers where the ceremony would take place. The men of the village hunted for the best meat and the women prepared delicious dishes for the feast. On the day of the wedding, the village of Abasi was filled with a festive atmosphere. The sun shone brightly and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Villagers dressed in their best clothes and gathered in the square. Traditional music played and everyone was high in spirit. Edem stood under the flower-covered archway, looking handsome in his traditional attire. His heart raced with excitement and love. His friends teased him, Edem, you look like the happiest man in the world today. Edem laughed and replied, I am, my friends. Today is the best day of my life. Eka arrived shortly after, looking radiant in her beautiful dress. Her hair was adorned with flowers, and she carried a small bouquet. As she walked towards Edem, the villagers cheered and clapped. Edem's eyes filled with tears of joy as he saw his bride. Mamema stood at the back, watching the ceremony with a serious expression. She still had her doubts about Eka, but seeing the happiness on her son's face, she decided to give Eka a chance. The village elder, Papa Eyo, began the ceremony. Today, we gather to celebrate the union of Edem and Eka. May their love be strong and everlasting. Edem, do you promise to love, honor and protect Eka as long as you live? Edem smiled and said, I promise. Papa Eyo turned to Eka. Eka, do you promise to love, honor and support Edem as long as you live? Eka's voice was steady as she replied, I promise. With that, Papa Eyo declared them husband and wife. The villagers cheered loudly, and Edem and Eka embraced, their hearts full of joy. The celebration that followed was grand. There was dancing, singing, and a feast that lasted well into the night. The village square was filled with laughter and music. Edem and Eka danced together, surrounded by their friends and family. At one point, Edem's friend Basi raised a toast to Edem and Eka. May your life together be filled with happiness and love. Everyone raised their glasses and shouted to Edem and Eka. Mamema watched from a distance, her heart softening as she saw Eka's kindness and the love she had for Edem. She approached Eka and said, "Welcome to our family, Eka. I hope you will bring joy to my son's life." Eka smiled and replied, "Thank you, Mama. I will do my best to make Edem happy." As the night grew late, Edem and Eka sat together under the stars, holding hands and talking about their future. "I am so happy, Eka. I can't wait to start our life together," Edem said. Eka leaned her head on his shoulder and whispered, "Me too, Edem. Together, we will create a beautiful life in this wonderful village." And so, under the starry sky of Abasi, Edem and Eka began their journey as husband and wife, ready to face whatever the future held with love and courage. The days following the wedding were filled with joy and new beginnings for Edem and Eka. They settled into their new life together, working side by side and building their home with love and care. Eka took special care of the household, cooking delicious meals and keeping everything tidy. Edem continued to work in the fields, knowing he had a loving wife waiting for him at home. But there was a shadow over their happiness. Mamema, Edem's mother, did not approve of Eka. She was strict and had always believed that no woman was good enough for her son. From the moment Eka moved in, Mamema made her feelings clear. One morning, Eka woke up early to prepare breakfast. She cooked yam and fish stew, one of Edem's favorites. As she set the table, Mamema entered the kitchen with a stern look on her face. "Mama, good morning, ma." Eka greeted her with a smile. "I have made breakfast. Would you like some yam and fish stew?" Mamima frowned. "Eka, you don't know how things are done here. I don't like yam and fish stew for breakfast. You should have asked." Eka felt her heart sink but remained calm. "I am sorry, Mama. I will make something else for you." Mamima sighed and shook her head. "You need to learn how to take care of this house properly. I expect better from you." Eka nodded quietly and went back to the kitchen to prepare another dish. Despite her efforts, Mamema continued to find fault with everything Eka did. She would criticize the way Eka cleaned, the way she cooked, and even the way she spoke. One afternoon, as Eka was sweeping the yard, Mamema called her over. "Eka, you missed a spot. Look at how dirty it is. Can't you do anything right?" Eka looked at the spot and quickly cleaned it. "I'm sorry, Mama. I will do better next time." Mamima shook her head in frustration. "This is not about doing better next time. You need to be perfect now. You are the wife of my son, and I expect you to uphold our family standards." Eka felt tears welled up in her eyes but blinked them away. She loved Edem and wanted to make his mother happy. But no matter what she did, it was never enough. Edem noticed the tension between his mother and his wife. One evening, he decided to talk to Mamema. "Mama, why are you so hard on Eka? She's doing her best to take care of us and the house." Mamema looked at her son and sighed. "Edem, you don't understand. Eka is not the right woman for you. She's not from our village and she doesn't know our ways. I only want what's best for you." Edem shook his head. "Mama, I love Eka. She is kind, hardworking, and loves me dearly. Please, give her a chance." Mamema was silent for a moment before replying. I will think about it, Edem, but I cannot promise that I will change my mind. Despite Edem's plea, Mamima continued to be harsh with Eka. One day, as Eka was washing clothes by the river, Mamima approached her with a pile of dirty laundry. Here, wash this too, she said curtly. Eka looked at the large pile and nodded. Yes, Mama, I will wash them. As Eka walked, Mamima watched her closely. You are too slow, Eka. You need to walk faster. There are other chores to be done. Eka tried to quicken her pace, but the more she hurried, the more mistakes she made. Mamima's harsh words echoed in her ears, making her feel small and worthless. That night, Eka sat by the fire, her heart heavy with sorrow. Edem noticed her sadness and sat beside her. Eka, what's wrong? You seem upset. Eka looked at him with tears in her eyes. Edem, I am trying my best to make your mother happy, but nothing I do is good enough. She is always angry with me. Edem hugged her tightly. I know, Eka. I see how hard you are trying. Don't worry. We'll find a way to make things better. I love you, and we'll get through this together. Eka nodded, feeling comforted by Edem's words. Despite the challenges, she was determined to keep trying. She believed that with time, Mamema would see her true heart and accept her as part of her family. But deep down, Eka knew that the road ahead would not be easy. She would need all the strength and patience she could master to win Mama Emma's approval and make their home a place of peace and love. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, but the relationship between Eka and Mamema did not improve. No matter how hard Eka tried, Mamema remained cold and distant. One day, as Mamema sat in her room, she decided that enough was enough. She could not stand having Eka in her home any longer. She devised a wicked plan to get rid of her once and for all. Mamema knew of some dangerous herbs in the forest that could make a person very sick. She decided to use these herbs to poison Eka. This will make her weak and maybe even force her to leave. Mamema thought to herself. That evening, Mamema went into the forest, carefully picking the poisonous herbs. She returned home and secretly added them to Eka's food. As she did this, she muttered to herself, soon, Eka will be too sick to stay here. Eka, unaware of Mamema's plan, prepared dinner as usual. She made a delicious pot of soup and called everyone to the table. Dinner is ready, Eka said with a smile, trying to stay positive despite the tension. Edem and Mamema sat down to eat. Edem took a sip of the soup and smiled. This is wonderful, Eka. You are such a great cook. Eka blushed and replied, Thank you, Edem. I'm glad you like it. Mamema, on the other hand, barely touched her food. She kept a close eye on Eka, waiting to see if the poison would take effect. She forced a smile and said, Yes, Eka, the soup is very good. After dinner, Eka cleaned up and went to bed. That night, she began to feel very ill. She felt a sharp pain in her stomach and became very weak. She tried to call out for help, but her voice was faint. Edem woke up and noticed Eka was not well. Eka was wrong, he asked, panic in his voice. Eka could barely speak. I don't feel good, Edem. My stomach hurts a lot. Edem quickly called for the village healer Papa Eyo. Papa Eyo came and examined Eka. His face grew serious as he spoke. Eka has been poisoned. Someone has given her dangerous herbs. Edem was shocked. Who would do such a thing? She has no enemies here. Papayo shook his head. I do not know, but we must act fast. I'll prepare a remedy, but it will take some time. As Papa Eyo worked on the remedy, Edem searched the house for clues. He looked in the kitchen and found some of the poisonous herbs hidden in a small pouch. He knew these herbs only grew in the forest, and he had a sinking feeling in his heart. Edem confronted his mother. Mama, do you know anything about these herbs? I found them in the kitchen. Mama Emma's face turned pale, but she tried to keep her composure. No, Edem, I have no idea how those got there. You must be mistaken. Edem was not convinced. Mama, these herbs are dangerous. If you know something, please tell me. Eka's life is in danger. Mama Emma's heart pounded in her chest, but she stood her ground. I told you, Edem. I don't know anything about it. Now stop accusing me and focus on helping your wife. Edem, frustrated and worried, returned to Eka's side. Papayo is making a remedy. You will get better, Eka, I promise. Eka's face was pale, and she struggled to speak. Thank you, Edem. I hope I can get better soon. As the night went on, Papayo continued to work on the remedy. Edem stayed by Eka's side, holding her hand and praying for her recovery. He could not understand who would want to harm his loving wife. Mamima watched from a distance, guilt gnawing at her heart. She had never intended for things to go this far, and seeing Eka so ill made her question her actions, but she was too proud to admit her mistake. By morning, Papayo had finished the remedy. He carefully gave it to Eka, and within hours, she began to show signs of improvement. The color slowly returned to her cheeks, and the pain in her stomach started to ease. Edem sighed with relief. Thank you, Papayo. You have saved my wife's life. Papayo nodded. Eka is strong. She will recover fully, but she needs to rest. Edem turned to Eka, his eyes full of love and worry. You will be okay, Eka. We'll get through this together. Eka managed a weak smile. Thank you, Edem. I'm so grateful for your love and support. As Eka rested, Edem could not shake the feeling that his mother was hiding something. He vowed to find out the truth and protect his wife from any further harm. The bond between Edem and Eka grew stronger, and they faced the challenges ahead with courage and determination. The days that followed were difficult for Eka. Although Papayo's remedy had helped, she remained weak and struggled to regain her strength. Edem took care of her, making sure she had everything she needed. He stayed by her side, determined to help her recover. One morning, as Eka lay in bed, she looked at Edem with tired eyes. Edem, I feel so weak. I'm trying to get better, but it's so hard. Edem gently held her hand. Don't worry, Eka. You are strong. You will get better. I will do everything I can to help you. Mamima watched, her guilt growing heavier each day. She knew that Eka's illness was her fault, but she couldn't bring herself to admit it. Instead, she tried to keep her distance, avoiding both Edem and Eka as much as possible. Despite her efforts, Edem noticed his mother's strange behavior. One afternoon, he confronted her. Mama, you have been acting differently since Eka got sick. Are you sure you don't know anything about the herbs? Mamima's eyes flashed with anger, but she quickly masked it. Edem, I have told you before, I don't know anything about it. Why do you keep accusing me? Edem sighed, frustration evident in his voice. Mama, I just want to find out who did this to Eka. She doesn't deserve to suffer like this. Mamima's heart ached at her son's words, but she remained silent. She couldn't bear to see the pain in Edem's eyes, knowing that she was the cause of it. As the days passed, Eka's condition seemed to worsen. She became so weak that she could barely get out of bed. Edem grew more and more worried, and he spent every moment he could by her side. One evening, Edem sat beside Eka, holding her hand and talking to her softly. Eka, remember the first time we met? You were walking by the field, and I thought you were the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. Eka managed a faint smile. Yes, I remember. You were so kind to me. I knew from that day that you had a good heart. Edem kissed her hand. You are the best thing that ever happened to me, Eka. We'll get through this together, I promise. Despite Edem's words, Eka's condition continued to decline. One night, as Edem sat by her side, Eka's breathing became shallow and labored. Edem's heart pounded with fear. Eka, stay with me. Don't leave me. Mamima, who had been silently watching from the doorway, felt a pang of guilt so strong that she could no longer ignore it. She rushed into the room and knelt beside Edem and Eka. Eka, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. Edem looked at his mother in shock. Mama, what are you talking about? Mamima's eyes filled with tears. I was the one who put the herbs in Eka's food. I didn't mean it to go this far. I just wanted her to leave. Edem stared at his mother, a mix of anger and disbelief on his eyes. How could you do this, Mama? Eka has done nothing but try to be a good wife and daughter-in-law. Mamima sobbed. I was wrong, Edem. I see that now. Please forgive me. Eka, despite her weakness, reached out and touched Mamima's hand. Mama, I forgive you. But we need to make things right. Papa Eyo was called once again. When he arrived, Edem explained everything. Papa Eyo nodded solemnly. We need to prepare a stronger remedy. I will gather the necessary herbs. This time, we'll make sure Eka fully recovers. Edem and Mama Emma worked together, helping Papa Eyo prepare the new remedy. As they worked, Mama Emma whispered to Eka, I'm so sorry, Eka. I will make it right, I promise. Eka smiled weakly. Thank you, Mama. We'll get through this together. After several hours, the new remedy was ready. Papa Eyo administered it to Eka, and everyone waited anxiously. Slowly, Eka's breathing steadied, and the color began to return to her cheeks. Edem held her hand tightly. You are going to be okay, Eka. You are getting better. Mamima watched, her heart filled with hope and regret. I will never hurt you again, Eka. I promise to be the mother-in-law you deserve. Eka squeezed Mamima's hand. Thank you, Mama. Let's move forward together. As Eka began to recover, the bond between the family grew stronger. Mamima, filled with remorse, dedicated herself to making amends. Eka's recovery was slow but steady. As days passed, she began to regain her strength, much to the relief of Edem and Mamema. However, the household remained tense. Edem couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story of Eka's poisoning, and he was determined to uncover the truth. One morning, as Eka rested in bed, Edem approached her with a gentle smile. How are you feeling today, Eka? Eka smiled back, her eyes brighter than before. I'm feeling better. I'm still weak, but I can feel myself getting stronger every day. Edem kissed her forehead. That's good to hear. You are so strong, Eka. I'm proud of you. As Eka rested, Edem decided it was time to investigate further. He wanted to ensure that nothing like this would ever happen again. He went to the kitchen where Mama Emma was preparing breakfast. "Mama, I need to talk to you," Edem said, his voice serious. Mama Emma turned to him, a worried look on her face. "What is it, Edem?" "I need to know everything about the herbs you used," Edem said firmly. "I want to understand why you did it and make sure it never happens again." Mama Emma sighed deeply. "Edem, I was wrong. I was so blinded by my dislike for Eka that I couldn't see her goodness. I thought getting rid of her would be best for you, but I see now how wrong I was." Edem nodded, his expression softening. "I appreciate your honesty, Mama, but I need to know where you got those herbs and if anyone else might have access to them." Mama Emma hesitated before answering. "I found the herbs in the forest near the old path. They are very rare and dangerous. I don't think anyone else in the village knows about them." Edem frowned. "We need to make sure. I will speak to Papeyo and ask for his help. We can't take any chances." Later that day, Edem visited Papeyo's home. The old healer greeted him warmly. "Edem, it's good to see you. How is Eka doing?" "She's getting better, thanks to your remedies," Edem replied. "But I need your help with something else. I need to make sure no one else can get their hands on those dangerous herbs." Papeyo nodded thoughtfully. "I understand. Those herbs are indeed very dangerous. Let's go to the forest together and make sure we remove any remaining plants." Edem and Papeyo set out for the forest. They walked along the old path until they reached the spot where Mama Emma had found the herbs. Together, they carefully uprooted the plants and destroyed them. As they walked, Edem spoke. "Papeyo, I need to ask you something. Why would someone choose to use such harmful herbs? Is there no other way to resolve conflicts?" Papeyo sighed. "Edem, sometimes fear and anger can cloud a person's judgment. They might feel desperate and think that there is no other way. But the truth is, love and understanding are always the better path." Edem nodded, taking the words to heart. "Thank you, Papeyo. I will remember that." After their work in the forest was done, Edem returned home. He found Mama Emma sitting by Eka's bedside, speaking softly to her. Seeing them together brought a sense of peace to his heart. "Mama, Papeyo and I have taken care of the herbs," Edem said. "There is no need to worry about them anymore." Mama Emma looked up, relief evident on her face. "Thank you, Edem. I want to make things right." Eka smiled at Edem. "I'm glad you took care of it. We can move forward now without fear." Edem sat beside Eka and took her hand. "Yes, we can. Together, we'll make our home a place of love and safety." Days turned into weeks. Eka's strength continued to return. Mama Emma, filled with remorse, made every effort to show her love and support. She helped Eka with her daily tasks and took care of her with genuine kindness. One evening, as they sat together by the fire, Edem spoke to his mother. "Mama, I'm proud of the changes you have made. I know it wasn't easy, but you have shown great courage." Mama Emma smiled, tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Edem. I have learned a lot. I'm grateful for the chance to make amends." Eka added, "We are a family now, and families support each other. I'm happy we are moving forward together." As time passed, life in the village of Abasi returned to a peaceful rhythm. Edem and Eka continued to work hard and care for their home. Mama Emma, filled with regret and determination to make amends, grew closer to Eka. Despite the challenges they had faced, they began to form a bond of mutual respect and understanding. One sunny morning, as Edem was working in the field and Eka was weaving baskets, Mamema suddenly felt a sharp pain in her chest. She tried to ignore it, thinking it was just fatigue, but the pain only grew worse. She clutched her chest and called out weakly, "Eka! Eka, help!" Eka heard Mamema's faint cry and rushed to her side. "Mama, what's wrong?" she asked, panic rising in her voice. Mamema gasped her breath. "My chest, it's hot, I can't breathe." Eka's heart raced. "Stay calm, Mama, I will get help." She ran as fast as she could to the field where Edem was working. "Edem, come quickly, Mama is very sick." Edem dropped his tools and ran back to the house with Eka. He found his mother lying on the floor, struggling to breathe. "Mama, hold on, we'll get you help," Edem said, his voice filled with worry. He turned to Eka. "We need Papeyo. Go to his house and bring him here, hurry." Eka nodded and sprinted to Papeyo's home. She knocked on the door frantically. "Papeyo, please, come quickly. Mamema is very ill." Papeyo opened the door, his face serious. "I will come immediately, let's go." They rushed back to the house, where Edem was trying to comfort his mother. Papeyo examined Mamema carefully. After a few moments, he looked at Edem and Eka with concern. "Mamema is very ill. She has a serious heart problem. We need to prepare a special medicine to help her." Edem's face was pale with fear. "Will she be okay, Papeyo?" Papeyo nodded slowly. "It will be difficult, but we must act quickly. Eka, I need your help to gather some herbs from the forest." Eka agreed without hesitation. "Tell me what you need, Papeyo. I will get it right away." As Eka and Papa Eyo headed to the forest, Edem stayed by his mother's side, holding her hand. "Mama, stay with me. Eka and Papeyo are getting the medicine. You are going to be okay." Mamema's eyes were filled with pain, but she managed a weak smile. "Edem, I'm sorry for everything. Please forgive me." Edem's eyes filled with tears. "There is nothing to forgive, Mama. You have changed, and that's what matters. Just focus on getting better." In the forest, Papeyo guided Eka to the herbs they needed. "These herbs will help strengthen Mamema's heart. We must be quick." Eka gathered the herbs carefully, her hands trembling with urgency. "We have to save her, Papeyo. She means so much to Edem." Papeyo nodded. "We will do our best, Eka. She's strong, and with the right medicine, she has a good chance of recovering." They hurried back to the house and began preparing the medicine. Papeyo explained each step to Eka, and she followed his instructions with precision. Together, they created a potent remedy and gave it to Mamema. "Now, we must wait and pray," Papeyo said, his voice calm but serious. Hours passed, and Edem and Eka stayed by Mamema's side, offering words of comfort and encouragement. Slowly, the medicine began to take effect. Mamema's breathing steadied, and the pain in her chest began to ease. Eka held Mamema's hand and whispered, "You are going to be okay, Mama. We are here for you." Mamema looked at Eka with gratitude. "Thank you, Eka. You saved my life. I'm so sorry for how I treated you." Eka smiled warmly. "What matters is that you are getting better. We are a family, and families take care of each other." Edem added, "Mama, we love you. Just focus on healing." In the days that followed, Mamema continued to recover. She rested and took the medicine regularly. Eka and Edem took care of her, making sure she had everything she needed. One evening, as they sat together, Mamima spoke softly. Eka, Edem, I cannot express how sorry I am for my past actions. I promise to be a better mother and mother-in-law. Thank you for your kindness and forgiveness. Edem hugged his mother gently. We all make mistakes, Mama. What's important is that we move forward with love and understanding. Eka nodded. We are stronger together. Let's make our home a place of peace and happiness. As Mamema regained her strength, the bond between the family grew even stronger. They worked together, supporting each other with love and compassion. The trials they had faced brought them closer, and they found new hope in their unity. Mamema's recovery continued, and soon she was strong enough to move around the house. Despite her growing strength, she still needed to rest often, and Eka was always there to help her. Eka's kindness and dedication did not go unnoticed, and Mamima felt deep gratitude for her daughter-in-law's care. One sunny afternoon, as Mamima rested in the living room, Eka brought her a cup of herbal tea. Here you go, Mama. This tea will help you feel even better. Mamima smiled, accepting the tea. Thank you, Eka. You have been so kind to me. I don't know how to repay you. Eka shook her head gently. There is no need to repay me, Mama. We are family. Mama Emma looked down, her eyes filled with emotion. I have been thinking a lot about how I treated you. I was so wrong. You have a big heart, Eka. I'm grateful for your forgiveness. Eka sat down beside Mamema and took her hand. What matters now is that we move forward. I'm happy we are getting closer. As days turned into weeks, Mamema's health continued to improve thanks to Eka's care and the remedies from Papa Eyo. The atmosphere in the house became more cheerful and warm. Edem noticed the positive changes and felt immense pride in his wife. One evening, as they sat together after dinner, Edem turned to Eka. Eka, my beloved wife, you have shown such incredible strength and kindness. I'm so grateful for everything you have done for Mama and me. Eka smiled, her eyes sparkling with love. Edem, my husband, we are a team. I couldn't do it without your support. Mamema, who was sitting nearby, nodded in agreement. You both have been wonderful. I'm so lucky to have you as my family. Eka, you have taught me so much about love and forgiveness. One day, while Eka was out gathering herbs, she met a young girl from the village named Boma. Boma was crying and looked very upset. Eka knelt down beside her. Boma, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Boma wiped her tears and looked at Eka with sad eyes. My mother is very sick and we don't have any medicine. I'm scared she won't get better. Eka's heart ached for the little girl. Don't worry, Boma. I will help you. Let's go to your house. Eka and Boma walked to Boma's house, where they found Boma's mother lying in bed, looking very weak. Eka examined her and realized she needed the same herbal remedy that helped Mamema. I will go home and prepare some medicine for your mother, Boma. She will get better soon. Eka returned home and quickly prepared the remedy. She told Edem and Mamema about Boma's mother. I'm going to take this medicine to Boma's mother. She is very sick and needs help. Edem nodded in support. Go, Eka. You are doing a good thing. Mamema smiled proudly. You have such a kind heart, Eka. Be careful and come back soon. Eka returned to Boma's house with the medicine. She carefully gave it to Boma's mother and stayed with them, offering comfort and reassurance. Over the next few days, Boma's mother began to recover thanks to Eka's help and the powerful remedy. Boma looked up at Eka with admiration. Thank you so much, Eka. You saved my mother's life. Eka hugged the little girl. I'm glad I could help, Boma. Always remember to be kind and help others when you can. When Eka returned home, Edem and Mamema were eager to hear about Boma's mother. How is she doing? Edem asked. Eka smiled. She's getting better. The medicine worked, and Boma is very happy. Mamema's eyes shone with pride. Eka, you are a true blessing to this village. Your kindness touches everyone around you. In the days that followed, Eka's reputation for her kind heart and healing skills spread throughout the village. People came to her for advice and help, and she always welcomed them with open arms. Edem and Mamema supported her every step of the way, proud of the impact she was making. One evening, as the family sat together, Mamema spoke. Eka, you have shown me the true meaning of family. You have a heart full of love and compassion. I'm proud to call you my daughter. Eka's eyes filled with tears of joy. Thank you, Mama. I am proud to be part of this family. We are stronger together. Edem nodded in agreement. We have come through so much, and we are better for it. Let's continue to build a life filled with love and kindness. As the days passed, the bond between Eka, Edem, and Mamema grew even stronger. Mamema's health has improved, and with it, her attitude towards Eka softened completely. She had come to see Eka not just as her son's wife, but as a daughter she had always wanted. One morning, Mamema called Eka to her side. Eka, I want to talk to you, she said gently. Eka sat beside her, her face showing concern. Yes, Mama. Is everything alright? Mamema took Eka's hand in hers. Everything is fine, my dear. I just wanted to thank you. You have shown me so much kindness and patience. I am truly sorry for how I treated you when you first came into our home. Eka smiled warmly. Mama, I forgave you a long time ago. I'm just happy we are a family now. Mamema's eyes filled with tears. You have such a big heart, Eka. You have taught me so much about love and forgiveness. I promise to be the best mother-in-law and to always support you and Edem. As the family embraced, a sense of peace and unity filled their home. Mamema made a conscious effort to show Eka how much she appreciated her. She would often help Eka with her chores, and they spent many afternoons together, talking and laughing like old friends. One day, as they were preparing dinner, Mamema turned to Eka. Eka, I want to teach you a special recipe that has been in our family for generations. It is stew that my mother taught me, and I would love you to learn it. Eka's eyes lit up with excitement. I would love that, Mama. Thank you for sharing it with me. Mamema carefully explained each step, showing Eka how to prepare the ingredients and cook the stew. They worked side by side, the kitchen filled with the delicious aroma of the simmering pot. As they cooked, Mamema shared stories from her past. When I was a young girl, my mother would make this stew for special occasions. It always brought our family together. Eka listened intently, soaking in the wisdom and warmth of Mamema's words. It sounds wonderful, Mama. I'm so grateful to be learning from you. Later that evening, as they sat down to eat, Edem took a bite of the stew and smiled. This is amazing. You both did a great job. Mamema beamed with pride. Eka is a quick learner. I'm so proud of her. Eka blushed, her heart full of joy. Thank you, Mama. I'm happy to be part of this family tradition. As the night went on, the family enjoyed their meal, sharing stories and laughter. The love and harmony in their home were palpable, a testament to the power of forgiveness and unity. One evening, Mamema gathered the family around the fire. I have an announcement to make, she said, her voice filled with emotion. I want to officially welcome Eka into our family in a special ceremony. It's something we do to honor and celebrate our loved ones. Eka's eyes widened with surprise and happiness. Mama, that's so kind of you. I would be honored. Edem nodded in agreement. That's a wonderful idea, Mama. Eka deserved to be celebrated. The next day, Mamima began preparing for the ceremony. She invited the elders and friends from the village, explaining the importance of the occasion. The villagers were excited and eager to join in the celebration. On the day of the ceremony, the village gathered around a beautifully decorated area near the big baobab tree. The atmosphere was filled with joy and anticipation. Eka, dressed in a traditional outfit, adorned with vibrant colors and beads, stood beside Edem and Mamema. Mamema stepped forward and addressed the gathering. Today, we are here to honor and celebrate Eka, who has shown us the true meaning of love, kindness, and forgiveness. She has brought so much joy to our family, and we are proud to call her our own. The villagers cheered, their hearts warmed by Mamema's words. The elders came forward to bless Eka, offering her gifts and words of wisdom. One of the elders, Papa Eyo, the healer, spoke with a gentle smile. Eka, you have proven that a loving heart can overcome any obstacle. We are blessed to have you in our village. Eka bowed her head in gratitude. Thank you, Papeyo. I am honored to be a part of this wonderful community. As the ceremony continued, the villagers sang and danced, celebrating the unity and love that Eka had brought to the family. Mamima, Edem, and Eka stood together, their bond stronger than ever. That night, as they sat together by the fire, Mamima spoke softly. Eka, you have taught me that family is about love, support, and forgiveness. I am so grateful to have you in my life. Eka smiled, her heart full of happiness. I am grateful too, Mama. We have all come a long way, and I'm proud to be part of this family. Edem added, we have created something beautiful together. Let's continue to build a future filled with love and joy. The months that followed were filled with joy and harmony. Mamema, Edem, and Eka had become a strong, loving family. The villagers often spoke of their journey, admiring how they overcame their struggles with love and forgiveness. One morning, as they sat together for breakfast, Mamima looked at Eka and Edem with a smile. I'm so proud of us. We have come a long way. Our home is filled with love and happiness. Edem nodded, reaching for Eka's hand. We have faced many challenges, but we did it together. Our love and patience made us stronger. Eka smiled warmly. I'm grateful for our family. We are united, and that's what matters. As they finished their meal, a knock on the door interrupted them. It was Boma and her mother, bringing fresh fruit as a gift. Thank you, Eka, for your kindness. You saved us, Boma's mother said gratefully. Eka hugged them. We are all family here. Helping each other is what makes our village strong. The family embraced, feeling the warmth of their bond. In the village of Abasi, they became a symbol of hope and resilience, inspiring everyone with their story of love and forgiveness. The story of Edem, Eka, and Mamema teaches us the power of love, forgiveness, and resilience. Despite initial misunderstanding and hardships, Eka's kindness and patience eventually won over Mamema. This shows that true compassion can heal deep wounds. From their journey, we learn that every family faces challenges, but responding with love and support can overcome any obstacle. By choosing forgiveness and understanding, we can transform difficult relationships into bonds of unity and strength. The story reminds us that the effort to build a loving home is always worth it. Thank you for watching this amazing story on African Stories. If you liked it and felt inspired with their journey, please show your support. by clicking the like button, sharing with your friends, and leaving a comment below. To see more interesting stories and learn about different cultures, subscribe to African Stories and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Your support means a lot and helps us bring more stories to you. Until we meet again, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep smiling.